Hello everybody, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a video review of a figure that I really never thought I was gonna get. It is the Premium Paint Job Edition of Mecha Sonic. Okay, so here's the thing. They released premium paint job versions of a lot of the Wave 1, a lot of the early figures from the Jakks Pacific line. Some of you may have seen, I posted pictures of the Super 3-pack that they had at Target, which had Sonic, Knuckles, and, well, Super Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails done up with, like, a premium metallic paint job, which was, I figured, was a cheeky reference to Sonic Heroes when Super Sonic was sharing his power with Knuckles and Tails. But, you know, like, although I never saw them personally at Target, they also made premium paint job versions of classic Super Sonic, Metal Sonic, and this guy. And of all the places, I found him at Burlington. Yeah, like the store infamous for being like the clearance place for toys. Although, like, around the Christmas season, Burlington actually does get some pretty nice stuff in. So they actually did have quite a bit of Sonic stuff there. They had stationary kits, remote control cars, a 2-pack with classic Sonic and classic Mighty. Well, there is no modern Mighty, technically. And this guy, who was the last one that they had in stock. So the box shows... it's a box, not a blister bubble, so that's something. And they call it the Jakks Gold. Enhanced with special finishes and decoration, the Jakks Gold line has the added detail the enthusiast appreciates. So basically, this is a collector's line. So this is the figure meant for super fans and collectors that want something more than just the basic figures you can get in any toy store. And it has a premium price point of $7, which actually made it cheaper than the original version. Now, again, that could be because I found it at Burlington. Maybe if I found this when it first came out at whatever stores are supposed to carry them, because, again, never saw them at Target, then maybe it would have been a little more expensive. But, hey, we got a premium paint job of Mecha Sonic. So let's go ahead and get him out of this box so we can see if that premium paint job is actually worth double buying the figure. Okay, so here he is out of the packaging, looking pretty impressive. We'll get into the details in a moment, but first I want to talk about the accessory, which is a 1-up item box. It is the same mold of the item box as always, but if you look, I hope this is coming through on camera, you can see how the image flickers depending on the angle you look at it. Instead of just a sticker of Sonic's face, it's a lenticular display where his face fades in and out of view depending on the angle you're looking at it. That's really cool. And that's not the pixel art of Sonic on the monitor. It's like a 3D model. You know, like we got some Sonic 3D Blast stuff going on here. So yeah, like that's an upgrade. They also picked out that little button and paint. I don't remember if the original version of the monitor had it, but you know, there you go. But yeah, lenticular display to create that flickering look that they had in the game. That's a really cool little bit of extra detail. Okay, so now that we're done talking about that, here is Mecha Sonic. Looking pretty glorious. He has like linear detailings picked out in black. And the whole figure just has this metallic look. Like, look at that. It looks like actual metal that's like been polished. So, like, you can see where it's shining, but you can also see, like, that hatching look. Like, it started out as, like, there was metal, and then they put oil on it, and they like, smoothed it out, and, like, went over it with a grinder to make it nice and smooth, and it has that look. Like, this looks like it's made out of metal. This reminds me of when I was making the custom of Mecha Sonic, and, like, they even got that on the feet. When I made the Mecha Sonic customs, I would mostly paint it gray, but there were parts of it that would paint black instead, and I would apply the silver paint over the black. So like on the parts that I painted gray, it would be bright and shiny, and on the parts that I painted black, it would have a duller, more greasy looking look, and that's how I got the look of the like the mechanical greeble, like what's oiled mechanics and what's like armor shell. It's a little bit hard to explain, but if I put it next to the original, you can probably see the difference very easily. like it's not just like the black lines picked out. You can actually see different qualities in the metal itself. Like this looks like this is nice. This looks like plastic that's been painted silver. It's a very nice silver. I'm glad they went with that silver. I wish that they had used this silver on the like the bicep and thigh parts on Metal Sonic instead of like that really dull gray that they used. But you know, it's a nice silver, but this looks metallic. This looks like it's made out of metal. It is genuinely a better paint job. It is objectively better. It looks really good. It looks actual metallic and greasy and greebly. It looks like if I touch this, I'm gonna have to wash my hands afterwards because I get like you know, like oil on my fingers. But you know, you don't. Like, it looks like it's greasy and oil lubricated, but it's actually not. It's just that well painted to look like that. So yeah, just wanted to make sure you had a good comparison between what the two figures look like and how this is such an improvement in the paint job. Probably would be worth a premium price point. I don't know what the premium price point is. Like, this was originally 10. Like, I only paid 7 for this, but I figure if I didn't get it from a clearance store, maybe it would have been like a $15 purchase. Maybe like the same price that the 5-inch figures from the Sonic Prime line are. I feel like that would have been a decent price hike. But yeah, if you it's probably worth seeking out because like I don't really feel like going through the effort of replicating this paint job on my old figure. And just for comparison, the Mecha Sonic figure was designed not to scale with the regular 4-inch figures, because as you can see, he looks hilariously undersized next to classic Sonic. So they clearly made this as a figure that was supposed to scale with the 2.5-inch figures. So like a big character standing next to the 2.5-inch line would look, you know, like a 4-inch tall. Problem is, they're making him in the 2.5-inch line. So they're making a 2.5-inch version of this figure, which is going to be the same height, where it'll look hilariously undersized. Who's that for? Like, is it supposed to be like the little mini Mecha Sonics from that boss fight in Sonic Mania? Is that what they were going for? Because I'll tell you something, like, you were already pushing the credulity, like, oh no, he's not actually meant to stand next to the other 4-inch figures. He's meant to be tall next to the 2.5-inch figures. Like, no, I rather would have just had this made to be as tall as Omega or Vector or Big. Like, he's a big robot. He should have been made big. That's the curse of being in an early wave when they hadn't quite figured scaling out. Maybe, like, they gave us an improved Knuckles figure that had smaller feet and a different pose, which worked better for you know, being Knuckles. So maybe they will do a later release of Mecha Sonic where it'll be rescaled. Like, they have to do quite a few rescales at this point. They got to make Amy shorter. They got to make this guy taller. They got to make Eggman taller too. Although with Eggman, they can get away with it by making Prime Eggman in the 5-inch scale. Then he'll just be properly tall next to 4-inch Sonic figures. But I'm just ranting. This is about Mecha Sonic and his premium paint job, the Gold Collection. And you know what? It's pretty darn good. Like, I would totally say this is worth seeking out. If you don't have the figure yet, seek out this version. If you already have the figure, like, hit up your local Burlingtons, because like I said, like, you know, $7, that's really cool. So, yeah, get yourself to a Burlington. See if you can find this guy. It's really awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot to break down the articulation. Same as always, ball jointed head, rotates, tilts, universal joints on the shoulders, universal elbows, the hips are universal as well. A little bit loose on the forward and back, but it still holds a pose. Knee swivel, there's a boot cut swivel. I feel it would be better if this was a thigh swivel, not a boot cut, but you know, it is what it is. Then the feet rotate and they hinge up and down, so you can get your Mecha Sonic in very convoluted poses that he didn't actually do in the video game. Yeah, so it's a very posable little figure. More posable than it needs to be, but that's, you know, that's a good thing. So yeah, this is indeed the superior version of Mecha Sonic, and the only issue that I have with it now is the scaling. So aside from that, it's good to go. This is Wake Angel 2001, signing off.